What's good, YouTube? Roshad Lamar here. Spoiler time for the Mulan movie. Mulan, whichever one it is. So I'm just gonna talk about a couple thoughts. I got some notes. Don't mind me looking down a couple times. I'm just gonna talk about some things that I thought they were kind of, some things I thought were kind of weird. Okay. Let me know what you think. Tell me in the comments if you agree or if you thought some of these things were fine. Just let me know. So the character, the witch. Do you guys think this character was even needed? So technically, the way the story is written, I think that the character really just could have not been there at all. It really just seemed like the character was there for the sake of visuals and all the cool stuff that the character was doing. I mean, she did a lot of cool shit, right? So, you know, pulling freaking ninja stars out of her ass and, you know, lighting people up and, you know, freaking disappearing and reappearing and, you know, wrapping people up with, I guess, her sleeve, whatever the hell. It was a lot of crazy stuff that this character was capable of. But I feel like that potential was just wasted because she just dies in just kind of like a really weird way by protecting Mulan. I don't really feel like that bond was really built up enough to like sacrifice her entire life for Mulan. But you know, whatever. I feel like that I would have preferred that character just end up being more evil. Like, okay, the character is already introduced, right? So just keep the character around. They're introduced to being a bad person. They'd already like killed other people in the movie who were, you know, good guys fighting to protect their own country in China. So, you know, just let her be evil to the end. You know, have Mulan take the character out, you know. Like, I don't know, I guess I kind of get tired sometimes of taking characters out with words, you know, like you berate them to death with talk of how things could be different and how they don't have to go down this path, and then they like change their mind at the last minute. It's very Disney-like, so I'll admit that. It's very in tune with what you'd expect from Disney. However, you know, I wanted to see Mulan actually have to defeat this person. So Mulan was already hyped up to be super duper overpowered in the movie. So I wanted to see her take on this magical witch creature person, whatever. But instead, she said a couple things, and they had this like sisterly bond because they were both women. And you know, Mulan was unique because she had this powerful chi, and the witch was unique because she had powerful chi and I guess magic at one point. And they were both kind of outcast, and their culture didn't like them, and all these things. So I can see them, you know, being kind of kindred spirits to a certain extent. But I don't know, it wasn't enough. Like, I just thought it was kind of weird. Yeah, she went out like that. I want to see Mulan actually fight. Like, I had a feeling they were going to find a way to get rid of this character that was going to be kind of jank. But I thought they were going to do something a little bit different. It's kind of suddenly Mulan gets in danger. You know, arrow gets shot, and she turns into a bird, takes a hit from the arrow, and she dies. I thought it was a waste. You know, if anything, I would prefer that character live, so I could have seen them if, you know, maybe they did some sort of weird sequel or something. I could have seen that character again. Now I know that character is probably not coming back. There was no signs of that character coming back. Hell, there's not even signs of a sequel. So, you know, I guess it doesn't matter. But anyway, I don't know. What do y'all think? Was that character even necessary? And were you happy that she died? I don't know. I also felt like the ending happened too fast. So when the ending came, like in the original movie, I think I remember them fighting on like rooftops, like the animation. They were like on the rooftops or like on the on the footsteps of like the Emperor's castle and all this stuff. In this movie, they're like at some abandoned, I don't know where the hell they're at, some abandoned place. And I thought it was kind of a cool looking location, but it just seems kind of weird considering all the awesome places that the finale could have went down. You take the Emperor to like this abandoned place, you know, like where they're doing construction, they're like building up some new place or something. I just felt like it was weird. Like, I want to see something more climactic. There wasn't a lot of characters involved. Like, I wanted the other characters that she had met up with throughout the movie to be more involved with the actual climax that involved Mulan herself, whereas they were like kind of fighting their own battle. Even what's his name? I forgot to mention him in my original spoiler-free review. Commander Tung. He at the end of the movie, like I don't even remember him being around. I don't know where he was. Maybe I need to watch it again and I just forgot, but I don't remember him having like his own battle and his own struggle at the end. It's like when Commander Tung showed up, he was pretty strong and he kind of just took and just manhandled Mulan and some other guy. And you know, he looked pretty freaking badass from the beginning, and then he just kind of turned around later on, and I just felt like his presence wasn't very strong later, and he didn't really have his own battle to face. I felt like he was much more prominent in the original animated film. But I do think he was cool when they showed him, for sure. And ironically, he actually looks just like the cartoon, almost in a creepy way, like, you know, how closely he resembles the character from the animation. So I call it a cartoon animation, close enough, but yeah, from the animated version, he looks very, very similar. I think probably the character that looks the most similar out of all of them was the Commander. But yeah, I wanted to see a little bit more of him. And I know there's a lot of characters in the movies already, in the movie, that you can't expand everyone's story, right? But I think that there should have been, maybe not necessarily more story with them, but just more of a combat sequence. Like, the movie was the scope of it was pretty large. So I feel like I was expecting the ending to deliver on the same scale. And just like I mentioned in a spoiler-free review, I guess I just felt like it kind of under-delivered in some ways at the end. Like I didn't see Commander Tung, the witch, died kind of abruptly. It was just kind of taken out of the picture totally. What's his name? The Khan. He didn't really. I mean, he was a threat. Like, he wasn't an easy to overcome threat for Mulan, but I also don't feel like she really struggled enough. I almost felt like her journey in this movie was portrayed to, in my opinion, be pretty easy by comparison to the original, and by comparison to how I think she probably should have struggled like a little bit more. So defeats the Khan pretty easily, in my opinion, with like almost totally by herself, with like a wee bit of help from Jet Li as the Emperor. Like really not even help. Like, technically speaking, like, so the Khan, falls from like an absurd height. Should have been dead. Falls from this absurd height, and I'm like, okay, he's dead. And then he wakes up and like shoots an arrow again, and tries to kill the Emperor, like I guess with his last breath. Emperor catches it somehow and it gives the arrow to Mulan, and she takes and she shoots it back at the Khan. But generally, she pretty much defeated this grown man, probably been fighting all his life. Mulan just comes in with her chi, with her super powered Super Saiyan chi, and she just defeats him pretty easily. I felt like it wasn't earned enough. You can do that, but I feel like it should have been harder. Should have been more difficult. She should have struggled more. The only person who it looked like she really actually couldn't defeat was the witch character. which is one of the reasons I think that they made that character go out like that, because they were like, okay, we can't make Mulan so overpowered that she finds a way to defeat this character, so we're just gonna kill her off in some other way. I feel like they should have found a way to make Mulan, find a way for her to do it. I don't know, find a way for her to do it without her words, you know, make her do it with her combat. But in any case, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Also, so the military, when they find out Mulan is a girl, they accepted her back so easily. Like, you know, I mean, you're talking about something where the penalty is death. They even said in the movie, if we see you again, then we will honor your wish for death. And if this was, guys, I get it, it's a movie, okay, I get it, but I feel like if there was anything close to this, they just would have just took and just killed her, you know. It was just super duper unrealistic. You know, it was almost like a head scratcher. Like, you know, this person shows up again, they tell you the story. You know, at this point, you may feel like you kind of know this person, you kind of trust them, but it's one of those things where, for anybody who knows how trust works, like once somebody breaks your trust like that, like, you know, we've been sitting up here naked in front of you, and you know, we have sharing all these stories, and you know, we find out you a girl the whole time, even if, you know, the rules are stupid and the girl should be allowed and all of this stuff. It's still a betrayal of trust, right? So to just go back and immediately believe the person, that was just kind of like, I know how the story goes in Mulan, but just the way that it happened, I don't remember if it happened that way in the original, because I haven't seen that movie in like 10 years or longer or something. But I don't remember that being the case. I don't remember it happening like that. But however it happened, if it happened in the original like that, that's bad. And it happened in this way, it was bad too. I think there should have been they should have been like forced to have to like go along, like maybe their paths cross and they're kind of reluctant to trust Mulan, but they're already like in the heat of like a battle or something, or the enemy's attacking and they have to like make a split-second decision right then and there, not a decision where they're like in this calm, you know, nighttime environment, and then Mulan shows up in the middle of the night and tells you this story about the Khan's gonna be attacking the emperor. We gotta go save him right now, or, you know, cut him off. You know, it should have been something like more urgent to like force the situation to happen where they don't really have a choice. Like, okay, we need every fighter we can get. We're in the middle of a fight, like not in the middle of a war where tomorrow we can make a decision. Like, we're in the middle of a fight. So it should have been like, we're battling right now. We gotta make a decision. We need everybody we can get. Mulan's our best warrior. So now we're going to, I guess we don't have any choice but to accept you. And since we already know you're a woman, you save our asses again. Okay, I guess we have no choice but to acknowledge you. But in my opinion, they kind of took a bit of a more lazy approach, and you know, they just kind of went along with it. There's like, okay, Mulan's a girl, we say we're gonna kill her, you know, whatever, like, let's, you know, she's a good warrior, so we're just going along with it. It wasn't earned. Like, I feel like some of the things that Mulan accomplished in the movie, like her strength, unearned, the level of trust she had, unearned, the victories that she had, unearned. So like three big things she didn't really earn. Now, does this mean I didn't like the movie? No, I know I'm speaking negatively right now, but these are really my criticisms, spoiler criticisms. But overall, I still like the movie. You know, that's why I gave it a 7 out of 10. If anybody didn't see my original, I gave it a 7. I did like the movie, but the 3 points that were missing was because of the points that I mentioned. I feel like those points are pretty significant, and that's the reason why I didn't give it like at least an 8 for sure is because, you know, I was like, nah, the way they kind of just trusted Mulan and the way they kind of took away from some of the things of her journey and just kind of made her like, you know, almost like superhero level of awesome. It was awesome for the sake of just having something to watch and just being excited about it and all these different things. And like, you know, seeing her like, you know, flip this spear into the air and flip over and kick the spear and all it. I was like, holy shit. I was like, man, I was like hyped when like all of these tight things were happening. But I still was also acknowledging like, wait a minute, like, okay, is there anybody who can compete with Mulan? You know, besides maybe the commander and the witch and the Khan. You know, is there really anybody? And it wasn't like that in the animated film. I don't recall that it being like that. I recall Mulan struggling a lot, and that was the whole point. Is she overcame the struggle, whereas here it was like she just kind of came in and she was just a boss. You know, she just came in and she was pretty much on top from Jump Street. You know, as soon as she just stopped hiding her chi and stopped suppressing herself, then she kind of was just better than almost everyone. So I wasn't feeling that, and that kind of took away a little bit for me, or it took away enough for me to lower the score. So anyway, y'all, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. If you felt the same way, did you not care that Mulan was overpowered as hell? I mean, for me, that was just kind of weird. It's a little awkward. It's still exciting to see her whoop some ass, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about the movie. You know, spoilers in the comments. Do your worst. Be sure to give a like and subscribe, y'all. So I appreciate y'all, you know, showing the video some love. I'll catch y'all next time. Roshad Lamar out.